Hey, my name is Sruti. I'm an author and spiritual teacher, and I write and talk about my experience of spiritual awakening and chronic pain. In 2018, I had an allergic reaction to an ear piercing that radically altered my appearance and my life. The condition, which is rare, is called erythromelalgia and feels like you have a hot frying pan stuck to your ear and face. I was also on prednisone for 6 years, which radically altered my appearance for the duration of the illness. Most doctors didn't think I would recover, but that is why I'm sharing what I have to share, because it helped me get through it, and it can help you get through your problems too. Hope you enjoy. The coolest thing just happened to me. I was outside, and I saw a hawk up close, the closest I've ever seen a hawk, and it's on video, so check it out in my videos. Yeah, I'm in such a good mood that all I want to talk about is synchronicities. How synchronicities, even painful ones, end up being important guidance in our lives. So we often just think of synchronicities as being the positive, happy ones, but they are also the negative, painful ones. Say hello to Chester, because he's going to leave soon. He's antsy. When I first moved to Boulder, I didn't have a job. I didn't know anyone. And I needed some way to pay the rent on my apartment. So I had done some kind of part-time food sampling. Like I had friends who had started a company with chips, so I would demo chips, and it was never really about sales or being a salesman. It was just kind of like, here, hand out some chips. So I thought, cool, I'll do that here. I interview with a company that sets you up demoing food in stores. The first food was quinoa. Packaged quinoa that had been washed, and it's really hard to wash quinoa. So that was kind of their added value, is like, buy these packets because we've washed them, and on a few varieties they added spice. So here I am. I'm in Whole Foods. They put my table in front of the bulk section of all the rice and quinoa and beans and everything. And I'm like, oh, great. This is a great place to be, because it's like in the part of the store where the food is. And because sometimes they put you in weird parts of the store, like fish, which we'll hear about in a minute. I am a miserably terrible public speaker at all, and salesperson. Just miserably horrible, miserable. But, I'm just handing out food, right? How hard can it be? So the first person comes up. I've cooked all the quinoa. It's all ready. I'm all excited. And I'm all like, do you want to try some quinoa? And they try a bit, and they're like, oh, it's good. So your quinoa is $5 a pack, but why wouldn't I just buy the bulk quinoa behind you, like 2 pounds for $1? And I was like, yeah, you should probably buy the bulk quinoa, honestly. That was the end of that. And so I get home. The next day I get a call. Hey, we love having you on board. You look great. You sound great. Your sales are a little low. What happened? And I was like, oh, yeah. And they were like, it's okay. It's probably a little slow. We'll stick you over in a busier location. So the next day I go, got my quinoa, show up, and my table is right next to this, like, really loud, really outgoing, really kind of aggressive professional salesperson who's selling like some kind of like strawberry flavored sugary drink. I'm next to him, all awkward, unable to like practically say hello, and selling plain quinoa. So I cook my quinoa, I get ready, and the guy next to me is all like, hey, get your strawberry. And I'm all like, dude. So it doesn't go great, and we take a break, and the guy comes over all like, hey, how's your sales? No sales. And I'm like, oh yeah, man, they're great, yeah. So next day I get a phone call, and they're like, the company's like, hey, great, it's great to have you on board. You look great. You sound great. Your sales are a little low. And I was like, oh yeah, man, it was a slow night in there. Not a lot of people. And they're like, that's fine. It was late at night. We'll put you back there. It gets really busy at lunchtime. And this time we're going to have you selling this product. And it's this really popular sauce. And you can put it on like pizza. And so on my table, I get pizza. And I have little slices of pizza. And like, who doesn't want pizza? And I've also got like carrots with it, just in case you want carrots. So I'm all like, hey, get your pizza. And there's like a big crowd starting to like form at my table because of the pizza. It's going to work. And then in the middle of this crowd, this beautiful, like stunningly gorgeous, elegant, like soft-spoken, really wonderful old woman. Like old, but like, I mean, like beautiful. Just like long white hair, just like beautiful. And she comes up to me and she starts talking and she's all like, you know, I was just diagnosed with all these health problems and I really have to focus on my diet and I can't eat a lot of sugar and I can't eat this, that, and this and that. And I was all like drawn in and I was all like, oh my God, me too. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. And I have all these health problems and I can't eat this, that, and other thing. And, you know, just having this really honest conversation. And like, if the universe could have sent me one person that was like my kryptonite in that situation, it was this woman, because I could not lie to her. And she was just like, and there's like this whole crowd of people and she's just like, so with all of your health problems, would you recommend this product? And I was like, honestly, I wouldn't put this product in my body. And like, the crowd just vanished. So I get home, get a call the next day. They're like, hey, we love having you on board. You look great. You sound great. But your sales numbers are down. And I was like, oh yeah. You know, I had to leave early. Just sorry about that. And they're like, no worries. We're going to have you demo chocolate this time. Everyone loves chocolate. And I was like, oh yeah, great. So they send me back to Whole Foods and I get there and I'm selling chocolate and I'm like, it's going to be great. And I show up and they put me in fish. I have to sell chocolate in fish. And fish is like literally right next to where they're gutting fish. And so anyone who comes over there is, all I think about is fish. And they're not thinking about, do I want some chocolate with my fish? And anyone else in the store is not going to come over to fish thinking they're going to find chocolate. So it's a little bit slow. And finally, I get this one person come over and it's this guy. I've seen him before, actually. Like when I first got to Boulder, I saw him in this like Tibetan store. And I don't know if he was actually a monk, but he was dressed in like full monk robes, maroon, yellow, Buddhist monk robes. And it's the same guy. I've seen him before. And he comes over and all I said was, would you like some chocolate? And he just bursts out laughing, like in my face. And so I start laughing. And then he's just like, and I'm just like, and we're standing there laughing in each other's face for like a really long time. I don't know why he was laughing, but I was laughing because I could see in his face like the same truth that I had found in myself. And so I recognized myself in him. And it's funny. it's like joyful when you see yourself in another person. So I'm assuming this was going on. I mean, he's a Buddhist monk. He's probably awake, right? And finally, he suddenly stops laughing and he says, "Oh my God, that has never happened to me and I have no idea what's going on." And he left. And I was standing there, and obviously while we were like laughing like that in each other's faces, like not a lot of people came over, like no one came over. Like it cleared the whole side of the store. And obviously after that was over, there was still no one, just no one. Anyway, I'm telling this whole story because every time I tried to go do a job that was obviously so wrong for me, there were so many problems, so much pain, so much discomfort, and just like little hints all along of like other things that I could and should be doing that were probably better suited. And after that time, I assumed they would have fired me. I mean, you can only go so long with no sales as a salesperson. But I took the hint finally and moved on to a marketing position that over time became increasingly sexist, which I then moved on from again and ended up at this just epic job where I ended up being recognized and my work went up on the Twitter page of the White House, like next to Barack Obama's face, and everyone was congratulating me. And so it was sort of like the pinnacle. I was a designer, I was in a science lab, I was kind of behind the scenes. I was sort of in between a creative career and like a really intellectual career, which was great. It was a perfect fit, and I wouldn't have changed. I was in this phase of like letting the universe decide my life and decide my career. And so it just kept pushing me out until it pushed me into this right position, in this right job. And I'll just never forget how each painful experience, first of all, I learned a lot about myself and about the world and about what I wanted to do and what I'm good at. But also, it purposely caused me pain and discomfort to get me out of something bad and into something good. And in a way where I can look back and it's very funny. Wasn't funny at the time. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to learn more about me, you can check out my website, which is www.meet-shruti.com, linked below. Also, since I am a vastly better writer than I am speaker, I'd highly recommend checking out my book, The Hidden Value of Not Knowing, also linked below on Amazon. And of course, I'm obligated to say you should like, subscribe, comment. See you next time.